He's sinking the ball very well. He's working the bottom of the zone. He's been very aggressive with all his pitches. So he's done everything we've asked of him today.
Where does he stand in terms of the competition for a job, whether it's fifth spot or bullpen or?
He's staying in competition. It's March 8th, so he's staying in competition. He's done nothing short of just everything we've asked him to do. He's done. He's a flexible guy, a versatile guy, but we still want to take looks at him, stretch him out a little bit. So he's very athletic. There's a lot to like about him.
You think he'll go more than 2 at some point?
Yeah, I'm anticipating that the next time. But Ray and I haven't talked, but I anticipate that.
Fair to say that in all phases of the game, this is one of your better games of spring training?
Well, it was an exciting game. You know, we locked up once on a stolen base attempt. We were in a no-run situation. Ronnie tried to get third with a pinch hitter. Other than that, it was a well-played game defensively. We were aggressive on the bases, timely hits. So, yeah, I would agree with you. One of our better played games this spring.
Nice to see the bats break out, too, at a good time.
Yeah, it's always good to see our team score runs. You know, hitting's contagious, and the guys are working hard. We've asked them to do some things and make some changes and approaches. That'll play out as we move forward, and they continue to stack up at bats and see pitches. But I'm very, very pleased with the effort and the focus. You know, as a coach or manager, you want to be easily pleased and hard to satisfy.
Cedeno's been hitting the ball since he came back. Well, what are your expectations of him, sir? You guys, what are you looking for him, in the field and that kind of thing?
In the field, we're looking for him to put away outs.
Yeah.
Every time he gets the ball in his glove to put away an out. He's human. Focus is critical. Every pitch, anticipate the ball being hit to him. You know, he's got good range. He's got arm strength. He's got everything he needs to have from a physical set to be a very good shortstop at the major league level. And I think Nick has been working very, very hard with him on his focus, his pre-pitch preparation. Say that 3 times really fast. And offensively, we're just trying to get him to shorten up a little bit. We know the challenges he's experienced in the past. Do we want him to, try and get 8 pitches at bat? No, but we'd like to see him lengthen out some bats. We'd like to see him become a little more selective. We'd like to see him lay off spin early, work on controlling the zone better so we don't get the balls in the air that has happened to him in his past so much. We square balls up and hit balls on the ground. And since he's come back, he actually put a new little plan into place, about 4 days ago, actually the day before he got hurt. And he's executing it very well.
It's kind of a good test in terms of, after the last 2 games, of not letting those stretches where you're not getting a lot of hits and not getting a lot of runs become too long of a drought.
Well, you never play games, and don't care about winning. But again, it's spring training. And we are implementing some different philosophies and some different things, and you're watching a variety of pitchers. You're not setting up games to pitch your guys that are going to close in the season at the end. So you want everybody to compete. You want everybody to handle the role that's given to them that day. And everybody has been adapting to that and accepting to that. So you never want to go and lose a bunch of games in a row. But more importantly, we're looking at a number of different things. I mean, we're hitting a pitcher now, and other teams are DH. We need to do that. If anybody watched our club last year, you saw the lack of execution we have from our pitchers, and it was really worse than a soft spot in our lineup. So we've put the pitchers in play much earlier in the spring training season than they were last year, just so they get acclimated to walking up there, digging in, putting down a bunt, or swinging the bat, run down the baseline, then having to go out and pitch, just starting that earlier.
In that game, Boris, he got done a good one today.
Well, he did. He got down an excellent bunt. Ohlendorf put the barrel on the ball the other day. Rudy got a walk. Those things we need to have a better performance from our pitchers with a bat in their hand, whether it's slug bunting, whether it's bunting, whatever it might be. So they've worked extremely hard the 2 weeks prior to this, and now we felt it was just the right time to give everybody some opportunity to get some reps before the season starts. We're anticipating hitting them unless there's a glitch, and we're going to start somebody that, Burst only went 2 innings today. I mean, he only went 2 innings today, but I anticipate doing it the rest of spring training. There might be a game or 2 where we switch out, where we want somebody to DH, but that was one of the challenges coming in. You look at the schedule, the number of American League teams in Florida compared to where I've been in the past, the National League teams over there, it just was put in play for everybody a lot earlier, so we just forced ourselves to use it earlier without worrying about a result as far as the game goes.
Who's this Miles Durham guy? He's become one of the better stories in camp.
Miles is a good story. I mean, if you do the homework and you read about who he is and where he's come from and the challenges that he's met, the push forward he's given himself and the organization. There's a number of guys down there that have been brought to my attention that we'd like to get up and take a peek at from time to time. Miles is definitely one of them. He's a big athletic kid. He can get down the line. He can play both corners in the outfield, and there's some barrel to the bat. There's some power. So every chance we get, we're trying to take a sneak peek at him.
You guys both had Biamo and Olson throw today inside. You know, how close are they getting back?
They're getting close. When I get back today, we'll hear how it went. You know, they won't go from a bullpen to the game. We'll face some live BP, whether that's once or twice, but they're both knocking on the door. I think this was the second time Olson has thrown. It might have been Joe's first, Dan, do you know? I think it was, he threw a bullpen, but they're getting closer. They're getting closer. And, you know, Olson, I think there's still time for him to get involved so he can stay healthy and push this thing through. We're looking forward to seeing him on the mound. We're looking forward to seeing both of them on the mound.
Pierce, that at bat he had in the second game today was he said it was kind of a surprise to him. Is that, I don't know if that was your call or whose, but just where that came from, sending him up there after he played in the B game to then hit in the A game.
Oh yeah, well we called him up because we needed a pinch hitter at that time. We actually told him the inning before that he was going to hit.
Okay.
So
it wasn't planned going into the day.
Well, I mean, we bring guys over here for those reasons. We have the pitcher in the lineup, so we might need to pinch hit. You don't want to burn, you know, a pitcher to hit in an RBI situation. And that particular point, that's one of Steve's responsibilities that he could carry. He's on the ball club is to pinch hit in the third inning. And obviously, Ronnie getting thrown out at third, that eliminates his at bat. He's in the game now. He's out of the game. If that was a regular season game, it'd be a little more disappointing than everybody figuring out a lesson can be learned from it in spring training.
Thanks, Clint.
You're welcome.